Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second, if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Animus Absentis. It's good to be back this week for this show, and yeah, there's going to be some really fun things happening tonight, and I'm sure in no way, shape, or form will it be traumatic for the crew or scary or anything like that. Before we jump into the action, though, I do want to let everybody introduce themselves. And would anyone like to give the recap of what happened last episode? I can do it, that's fine. Um,
Okay, what happened last episode? Annie, the captain, and Daisy competently pulling off the heist, while Lagu, Seattle, and Sparky ran around blowing themselves up, nearly getting arrested for lying on a job interview and screaming, "Look over here! Look over here!"
yep. Explosive kickball. That's a good way to put it.
I feel it's disingenuous to lump Lagu in with her escapades.
I don't know.
Lagu
I just wanted a job with health insurance.
I will posit that Lagu actually did something that heist.
I'd say they're
So
part
did
of
we.
it now.
So did we. We were
They're
a
part of it.
distraction. Nobody was looking at the vault.
That is true.
Lagu made
yeah, I
the
think that's-
decision to be a distraction, though.
Hers was
That's true.
happenstance.
And also-
Lagu's was on purpose.
the video, so I mean. they
Also,
couldn't
we
have
almost
looked
died.
anyway.
So like,
Almost
let's-
isn't
let's-
is.
That is fair. Let's introduce everybody. Starting with, let's see here. Oh, oops. A couple people got swapped in order for some reason. But so let's start with Judy. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your character, and what your character looks like.
So my character is, well, I'm Judy. I'm here, and this is my cat. I guess she wants to be part of it right now too.
Mine as well.
And I play the android, who is the captain of the ship. And she is very courteous, very serious, and she looks kind of like a ball joint doll, except her arms aren't finished with skin. But she typically keeps them covered with sleeves or whatever, and she has kind of a albino look to her. Her eyes are reddish, and her hair is like white blonde. But she keeps it braided up. And yeah, she's also a murder droid.
Oh yeah, caveat.
Yeah, Black Ops
Awesome.
murder droid.
Murder Mom Droid,
Yeah, murder mom droid.
All right, fantastic. Next, we've got Riley. Could tell us a little bit about yourself, Lagu, and what they look like.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a crochet and knitwear designer. I play Lagu. Lagu is a mercenary who lives by the personal code of the contract is law. So basically, as long as the contract gets completed, they're happy. If the contract does not get completed, they are not happy. Lagu is tall, brown skin, shaved head, masculine features, and a nice, like, soft round face, and very, very intimidating looking.
Awesome. Next, we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Guy and yourself and what Guy looks like.
Right, it's me. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a digital artist. I post around on Twitter at Agent Boss, and I'm playing Guy / Seattle, which I'm starting to realize there is more of a difference between the two of them as I explore more and more of them. Namely, Seattle's a dumbass. He's an absolute dumbass who thinks he can build a bomb.
Hey, third time's a charm, right?
Third time's a charm. He's reading books on how to build bombs now, okay? I will get better than a natural 1 on a bomb roll. Yeah, so he's basically the
We're done
engineer on
trying.
the ship. He's like in his 50s, very, very gay trans man, who really likes cheese.
This is true. Fantastic. Next, let's go to Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself and what Annie looks like.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am primarily a watercolor artist, but recently started getting back into digital work, both of which you can find on my Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws. That's pepper like the candy, as well as my coffee page, which I will pop into the chat. But I play Annie. She is very tall. She's a little bit tanned. She's got very bright pink hair that she wears in space buns all the time. On the inside, she's got the overalls and yellow sunflower sweater kind of aesthetic, but on the outside, she's much more like Two from Dark Matter. So dark clothes. Just I don't know. She's got a weird fashion sense. But yeah, she doesn't know, but she's a former, I'd say hacker. She's kind of like Space Anonymous. I think that's what we were joking on the Discord channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, Annie is Space Anonymous. So if you need anybody hacked into, you can ask Annie.
Fantastic. That leaves us with, last but not least, we've got Jake. Tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself and what Sparky looks like.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm a writer and a player and a GM and things like that. I'm playing Sparky, who is best described as a panicked panic. I think might be the best way to put it. They've also been described as a Chihuahua ferret. They commonly wear jumpsuits, though they have been known to wear more gaudy and gauche outfits, usually in the neon spectrum. And they are, I would say, kind of a darker complexion with similarly pink hair, but in I think in a side cut or some other kind of weird esoteric hairstyle.
Awesome. Perfect. And then I, of course, am Raven. I do a little bit of everything. And I'll be playing everyone else in the universe, including Daisy, who is part of the crew. And she has also pink hair. She's about 19, sort of a prodigy when it comes to computers. And she was found after the fact, after everybody else woke up. This was probably like in game days, I think it was several days later, in a different cryopod locked in the vault. And so she's a little bit of a mystery as well. And then there's also the ship's doctor, who is also something of a mystery. We haven't learned a whole lot about them, but they are there and they have been doing a good job of patching everybody up. So with that, we're going to jump into the story. You've successfully pulled off the heist. You are in FTL, heading towards your delivery. Last session or episode, the characters don't know this, but the audience was able to see the camera sort of pan back to see Rip Rose, the cartel assassin, former mentor of Blister, who is or was Sparky. And he's following you all. So that's a fun thing that you don't know about. So it's, we'll say the next day, you're in FTL, you're heading towards your destination. What's going on the ship?
Guy's been hard to find.
Sparky's probably trying to find him.
Guy's been in the walls reading books.
Sparky's trying to make sure that the guy isn't trying to build another bomb.
Guys, specifically reading a beginner's guide to not blowing yourself up.
Perfect. Part of the crew, part of the ship. That's great. Why don't you give me a blend-in roll for Guy, and then Jay, if you could give me a sight roll or hearing roll.
Yeah, I'll go hearing.
I think for this.
Can I use mechanical engineering instead because he set up these places already inside the walled kitchen?
No, because it's a matter of staying hidden and quiet.
Well, he's not so much starting to say hidden and quiet, he's just relying on the fact that nobody else knows how to get into the wall.
I think others might. Let's go with blend in for this one.
Okay.
If nothing else, Sparky can be like, "Hey, Android, how do I get in the wall?"
Well, you would
okay.
assume I would ask Android anything.
That's fair.
I'm so
So
scared.
Sparky, it takes you a while,
Mhm.
but eventually you come across a section of wall where you could have sworn you heard like either paper pages turning or if guys using a tablet, like some buttons pressing or something.
Okay.
Just
The sound of cheese being eaten.
yeah, maybe like a cheese wrapper, and you're like, that's definitely a cheese wrapper.
My God,
so
the ship's
you
eating
know,
the cheese.
you know where Guy is, and just for fun, do a mechanical engineering roll to see if you know how to get there.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Sure.
you do a good job.
Mhm.
You find the right access hatch and are able to get in there if you would like to do so.
Would probably just poke my head in, just to see. I wouldn't want to surprise Guy by any means. So what would I see Guy doing, Alex?
Guy's just sitting in there, shirtless, eating cheese and reading a book.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. Just Sparky would just kind of close the patch and then go on their way.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to know what's going on in there.
What is Annie doing?
I would say Annie's probably taking it easy, with that gun wound in her side.
That's mostly healed. It is.
Oh yeah, by the way, Sparky and Seattle had injuries too that have been... Is anything healed for us?
Yeah. You're probably all back at full hit points. All of you may be a little bit sore, but it's the future and sci-fi and advanced medicine, so it doesn't take nearly as long to heal up. So I'm gonna say that you're all fine. Just yeah, you're probably all pretty sore. So like Annie, if you like laugh too hard or if somebody like slapped you on the back or something, it might hurt, but otherwise you're fine.
Guy's finally able to hear things a bit again.
That's what I picture every internet troll to be: random shirtless dude sitting in a dark room eating nothing but cheese. Nice one, people. So yeah, Annie, you're doing okay, like health wise. So are you doing anything different knowing that, or are you still just sort of chilling out?
I'd say she's probably still chilling out though, because before they decided to go on the heist, she still was kind of emotionally drained from the whole ordeal. So I think maybe she's still one bun Annie, one bun at the top of her head, chilling out, trying to put herself back together so she can put her space buns back in.
All right. Heading over to Lagu, could I get a sight or hearing roll from you? Okay. So I'm assuming Lagu doesn't sleep with their boots on, right?
No.
Okay.
No, but it's right next to they're right next to their bed, so they can easily get them on as quickly as possible.
Perfect. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you notice is that there is a stuffed llama corn, the one with the rainbow fur and everything that's been reoccurring. It's sort of just sitting on like the dresser next to your bed, just sort of staring at you with like easy cheese dripping from its mouth. Do you happen to jump up and put those boots on, or do you do anything with the boots before you put them on? No reason.
Lagu would kind of look around to see if there was anything else suspicious in the room.
Okay. Give me a sight roll. Succeed. Yeah, your attention's pretty much occupied by this demonic-looking stuffed llama corn with easy cheese dripping out of its mouth, and the fact that everything else in the room seems normal at a quick glance, except for this llama.
Then yeah, Lagu would put their shoes on and then from there be heading to go get rid of the llama corn.
Okay. As soon as you stick your foot in one of the boots, you feel something squishy and kind of cold. And roughly easy cheese textured inside your boot.
Lagu gets very silently angry. Doesn't make a big fuss, but just looks to see if they have any other boots.
Sure. I'm sure you do.
And then just tosses the other ones.
Alright. What do you do from there?
So, how long has it been since the heist?
It was yesterday.
Okay.
So,
Laga would have wanted to speak with Annie and Daisy maybe, and like if there was a chance that Lago could have run into both of them at breakfast and not had to actively seek them out, that would have been great. But if not, then Lago would seek out Annie first.
Daisy's definitely there at breakfast. Is Annie? This is a good question.
No. Maybe, I would say maybe she came out, got some food, and slunk back to her bedroom.
Okay.
So when Lago sees Daisy, they just kind of do just like a short nod and a very like curt thank you for disabling the cameras and doing a good job.
I mean, sure, you're welcome. It's cool.
And if you would happen to know anything about cheese in my boots, I would love to have some information.
Nope. I mean, is there a reason are you putting cheese in your boots? Because we have a whole fancy, ridiculously featured out cheese cooler that we could put cheese in. I'm not sure why you would put cheese in your boots.
So I rolled for a gut feeling.
Okay. Gut feeling of 26. Charm. You're pretty sure she knows something about the cheese in your boots.
Well, perhaps I will have to put out little traps for any rats.
Yep, that sounds like a good idea. You know, rats can be a big problem on a ship. I mean, any kind of furry creature, really, like llamas or rats.
Lagu takes a very pointed, like, bite out of their granola bar and then just leaves. And look,
Anybody that's
for Annie.
in the mess hall would hear Daisy like just trying really hard and failing to not laugh. Okay. While Lagu's looking for Annie, Android, is there anything that you would like to do?
I'm just gonna keep piloting the ship.
Okay.
About how far are we from our drop-off point?
You should reach it today.
Okay.
Like, you're not that far away.
Are we gonna need, because the shuttle is pretty much boned right now, right?
Oh right, yeah, it's gonna need repairs.
Give me a
Yeah.
day.
Okay, because are we gonna need it for the drop-off?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you could land the ship on the planet. The ship is capable of landing in atmosphere. It's just a little bit more tricky, and it uses more fuel, so it's usually just more efficient to use the shuttle. But
Yeah.
it's not required.
Okay.
You could probably patch up the shuttle enough to make it functional. Just it would have, like if you ran into any issues, it would break a lot more easily than it would normally.
Okay.
But you could make it functional, or Guy could make it functional.
Then I'm gonna contact Guy via the comm. Like a text that just says, please begin work on the shuttle.
She gets a frog with a thumbs up.
The frog is continuing.
Android does not understand the amphibian obsession.
What have I done?
Yeah.
Guys, Seattle's just trying to be hip with the kids. Yo. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry. Raven's already broken me for tonight. Okay, Raven, and how well Riley did that extended silence of, do I put these boots on? I know what's gonna happen when I put these boots on.
All right. In that case,
What rules do you need from me?
to fix the shuttle, it's going to be mechanical engineering.
How many times do you want me to roll?
Let's do 2. Basically, to patch up the fuel tank and to fix the collateral damage from the bomb exploding. $16 and $27. Yeah, you do a pretty decent job. It's definitely a patch job, so what is the name of that tape from Void Cavalcade, Jay?
Ox tape.
Ox tape. That's right. Yeah, it's like that. It's basically like you used some heavy duty duct tape on some of these repairs, but it'll hold until you get to space station to do a proper job.
All the more reasons for us to go back to that train station, eh?
You said you needed 2 days.
On the station, yes. What?
To do things.
One day sex, one day recuperation.
Exactly. I'm not 20.
Android is still very confused about how long this process takes.
You want to take a guy out for a nice dinner and dancing first. Don't just go in there and just come out.
Lisa, I think your expression is pretty much how we all feel. All right. Well, unless there's anything else there, we'll hop over to Lagu and Annie.
Yeehaw.
So Lagu would knock on Annie's door.
It takes her a moment to get to the door to open it. I would assume because she has to delicately roll out of her chair or her bed, so as not to, like, you know, jostle the soreness, because it might not be a, you know, like a gaping gun wound, but it's still sore, so that's not preferable. But she does eventually get to the door and open it a crack, enough that Lagu can see her face. And she visibly looks them from head to toe and then back up, and looks them in the face. And she, like, squints a little bit and just goes, "Tall person."
I wanted to say, good job on the mission. Thank you for being the reason why we did not fail, and for making sure the first half got done. And I wanted to assure you that the 2% of you carrying my weight will be paid once I get my payment.
Well, I mean, you don't exactly have to thank me. It was a job, so, I mean, I had to do my work too.
The words thank you were thank you, but the actual payment is not a thank you, more of an obligation.
Annie just kind of rolls her eyes. But she leans against the door frame a little more casually, and she's like, "Okay."
Lagu just nods and then leaves to go to the gym.
And rolls
Alright.
her eyes again before closing the door.
Okay. Well, in that case, unless there's anything else that you all want to do, the rest of your journey.
Damn you, Jay.
Planet.
Cryopod 9 is calling out Seattle.
Wait, what?
Sorry, Twitter. Cryopod 9 is calling out Seattle.
Cryopod 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, for any of you that don't know, we actually have a Twitter account for
This game.
Cryopod. It's been converted into a cheese cooler, thanks to Jay here. Current status is please refrain from eating cheese outside of the mess hall. Do you want space ants? Because this is how we get space ants. The temperature is optimal at 8 degrees Celsius, humidity at 52%. My goodness, it's fantastic. Well, unless there's something else that anybody wants to do, your trip to the other planet, I can't remember what the name of the planet was because this was 2 weeks ago, but that particular planet, you get there, and amazingly nothing happens. There's no space pirates, there's no cartel, it's totally fine. You're able to enter orbit around the planet, and you get a call. It's a message from their ground control wanting to know why you're there.
We're here to drop off a delivery.
It's sort of like a computerized voice on the other end, and you get the sense that you're talking to some sort of like android, though not nearly as advanced as you are.
There.
And it just says, please state who you would like to deliver to, and your cargo.
Do we know who we're delivering it to?
Yeah, you got a name from Tolan. And again, I don't remember the name. I may not have given you one, so it's just the client.
Mr. Peabody,
That works.
and we have a shipment of gold.
Checking. There's a long pause. And then after a while you hear, shipment approved, please proceed to these coordinates. And you just get a list of coordinates to go land on. And it's essentially not that dissimilar to where you just stole the stuff from. So it's sort of this big estate out in the middle of nowhere.
Cool.
The only difference being that this planet has a lot of those. It's not just like a private moon.
Oh, okay.
But it's still there's a lot of land between
Hoity-toity, but
this
not
place
that
and their neighbor.
hoity-toity.
Yeah. But the layout is somewhat similar, just smaller. So there's like a main living area, and you can see there's some guest houses. But there's, where the other place had like dozens, this one only has like a handful. They're missing the heated pool. They just have like the regular base model of pool, things like that.
Peasants.
But they've got a landing pad, right? They've got a landing pad that'll fit the shuttle.
Okay. So I'm gonna go on comm and say who wants to go down and deliver this gold.
Seattle will go. He prefers to fly the shuttle.
Lagu will definitely be accompanying Seattle.
Annie doesn't trust Bob to cause another mess, so Annie will go as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've got Seattle, Lagu, and Annie. I assume Android is staying on board
Yes.
the ship? Okay. What about Sparky? Okay. And none of you know where Daisy is. So she doesn't speak up. The doctor is also staying on the ship. So Guy, Annie, and Lagu, you get on the shuttle. Guy, could I get a tech engineering roll to make sure that you can efficiently pilot this ship that's been patched up? Nat 20 makes it a 40. Yeah, you pilot this ship
Yeah.
expertly.
Gonna make us look good. I can at least do this right.
Yeah, you fly the ship so dang well that it actually gives you an opportunity to learn more information. If I could get a sight roll from anyone that's near the controls of the shuttle.
I guess I would. Oh, controls of the shuttle?
Of the shuttle.
Never mind.
Nope. What about you, Annie? Would you like to give it a
I'm
try?
too busy being a good pilot.
Yeah, hold
Somebody
on.
else, please look.
3. Okay, hold on. That's a 7 from me.
What is that total?
What?
What's
Oh,
that total?
no, it's total 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Shame. None of you noticed the thing that was out there. But you managed to land perfectly. You okay?
Yeah.
Unlike
Did you
Vanessa's
fall off
die.
something?
What?
Did you fall off of something?
Oh no, I dropped my dice and then I
Oh.
did not mean to make that sound.
Okay. So you land perfectly, and there's about 3, well, let's say 4. There's 4 androids that come out with a big dolly, and they're ready to receive the shipment of gold. The one in the front just hands you a sort of a clipboard. It's got like an invoice essentially, or like a shipping confirmation. And they're like, please confirm that these are the objects that you are delivering.
I points to points to Annie.
Okay. As you look at the clipboard, it says that you're delivering a shipment pretty much of exactly what you're delivering. That particular amount of gold. Just confirming nobody wanted to try to take any of that gold for themselves, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Perfect. And you're able to make the exchange without any issues. Is there anything that you would like to do here? Is there anything you'd like to say to the androids? No? Okay.
Annie puts her fingers to her forehead and gives like a little salute to the androids, and she's just like, "Good work."
The android just sort of tilts their head, like at an unnatural speed. It's just like a quick snap of like, what is this motion?
Annie just kind of laughs a little bit, and she's like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Very well. Have a good day, strange humans. And they start carting the gold off to the estate. Would you like to fly back to the ship?
That's where Guy's planning on going.
Yeehaw! Let's go.
This has been
All right,
like the only job they've successfully done. He's not going to try and jinx it.
Hey, thanks, Michael. That's 2 plot points. A pendant on a necklace in the shape of a pizza that Guy finds. So yeah, that's something that would be moderately helpful. So Guy, you as you're heading back, you trip over this little pendant. It's on sort of a cheap chain, but the pendant is of a big slice of pizza. And on the back of it, it reads, present this necklace. Basically, if you wear this necklace at, crap, I need a pizza place name. Michelangelo's Happy Time Pizza. You can get 50% off of your order. No max order limit.
He's gonna give it to Daisy when he gets back to the ship.
Michelangelo David's Pizza. I like that. Pizza Planet. Yeah, we'll go with like Michelangelo David's Pizza. I like that. And it just so happens you do recall that there is one of those on the space station that you're going back to.
That's not a date place.
Well, I never implied that it was. Just that's what you got. Go ahead and roll tech engineering to get back to the ship. Uh, 15. It's a little rocky. You get a little too cocky about your nat 20 from earlier and forget to flip a couple of switches, but correct it. Here we get back to the ship. And again, amazingly, nothing is going wrong. Android, you get a message from Tolan.
Why you gotta
confirming
say it
the
like
delivery.
Why you gotta do that? What? Surprisingly, what? Can't we just have a nice meal for once? Like, what is going on?
Tearing this family apart, Raven.
I can't wait to get my own place.
Oh my god.
Y'all are killing me. But no, seriously, nothing bad happens. It's just, that's new. So it's worth noting.
Can you stop saying it though? Like, can you just move on? Just keep going.
Yeah, so you make it back to the ship. You get the notification from Tolan, and you get payment. Did I tell you how much you're getting for this?
No.
No.
The first job you got 50,000, right?
Half of it.
For the oh, right, because you kept half the guns, right?
No. Oh wait.
Okay.
Yeah, the guns we got
The
50,000.
guns we got 50,000. The medicine we only got half the payment on.
Right. So this one, because you got the entire delivery, managed to perform the heist without any ties going back to the client, and you did it so quickly, they give you the amount plus a bonus. So you get 100,000 credits total for
Sweet.
this job. Because you stole a crap load of gold. So yeah, you notice that new amount in your account.
Tolan better be happy with us.
He is. He's surprisingly happy. You get a little thank you note. Like, it's not a video call, but it's got like a little thank you note of like, hey, thanks for, this was the important job. You got it done without a problem. Thank you.
Cool.
My stomach lining thanks you as well. And like
My
a little
brain-
heart and then Tolan.
My brain says that Annie sends him like an email back with just like a kissy emoji, like the little face with the kiss and the heart. I don't know why, but my brain says that's what she does, so that's what she does.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully Tolan doesn't think it comes from Android.
No.
That would be
He
weird.
knows it comes from Annie. He messages back and says, thanks, but I'm gay.
Annie sends one back, and she's like, bold of you to assume that it meant anything.
He sends back, what do you want from me? I'm gay. I don't know these things about women.
The only message she sends back is, oh, I'm a Tolan.
He's just like, he sends another message back and just says, whatever, good job, thank you.
She sends a frog and a thumbs up.
There's no reply. Also, I love that I mentioned Tolan's gay, and then Alex is immediately like, oh, really?
Quick
Oh my
question.
goodness.
What can I? Okay, I figured out. Seattle's a slut.
I was about to say, Seattle
Thank you
is
for joining
is
the rest of
Kirk
us.
of this universe.
Seattle's a big one.
What were you gonna say, Riley?
Oh, I was just wondering how the crew split up money. Specifically, so like how much Lagu would be getting.
We just don't know.
Oh, right. Because Logu would be getting a certain amount, like, individually.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. So
And we do have like a ship's account that we want. We could always use as a way to like make it even between all of us.
yeah, so Logu, you get like 14,000 directly, and the rest of the crew, like the android, essentially gets 86,000 to distribute however you would like.
I'm just gonna keep it like in an account in the ship.
I'll go in. So how much money was that, Raven?
86,000 for.
I will go
The
and
ship,
add
and
it
then
to
Log, you
our
got-
ship's supplies thing.
Log, you got 14,000 individually, which is 4,000 more than what Seattle spent on cheese. Just as a reference for how much money that is. I'm assuming you all want to go back to that space station now and enjoy some of this bounty that you have.
Sure. We'll go. Mom Droid said we could go.
Alright. If I could get a tech engineering roll from Android just to make sure that you don't fly the ship into a sun or something.
Fight me. Do what I want. Tech engineering? It's thinking about it. Hello?
It was pretty slow for us today too.
Did it not go through?
I think it did. It's not even showing like thinking or anything
Yeah.
like that.
There it goes.
Okay, there we
18, and then I get plus 4. So 22.
go. Okay. 22, yeah. You're able to plot in a course, no problem. It's probably going to take you about 24 hours to get there.
Okay.
So you should arrive sometime the next morning. Is there anything anybody wants to do on the ship during that time frame?
Guy's gonna be emailing the. He's been emailing with the guys. So he's gonna see if he's free tomorrow night.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, guy's gonna take him out. Or Santa's gonna go
Okay.
take him out. In the happy, fun way.
I was gonna say that's escalated quickly.
Okay.
Not in the Lagu way.
Do you give Daisy that that pendant, or you still hold on to that?
No. He says like I found this. Basically goes like found this. Think you might like it better than I do.
Oh wow. Yeah, they that's a pretty good pizza place. Like their pizzas are ridiculously expensive, and they usually only give these out to like I don't know, like hoity-toity, fancy rich people that spend a ton of money there. I mean, it's tacky as all get out, but
Where are
so you,
Is he right now? Like, where's this exchange happening?
mess hall maybe?
Probably mess hall. That's usually where they end up running into each other.
Okay. Annie comes by when this exchange is happening, and she heads over and looks over Daisy's shoulder, and then reaches her hand out and like yoinks it out of her hand, and she's like, "Hey Daisy, we're gonna eat like kings."
Daisy just looks at Annie, he's like, excuse you, that's mine. And yes, we are.
Annie just gives her like a big grin and swings the pendant like a pendulum from her hand.
Yeah, I was not quite
Making
sure
them-
why, but for some reason this whole kind of like friendly exchange thing, it warms something inside of him that he doesn't quite understand. Because he's Seattle, not Guy.
That's cool. Make a nimbleness check there, Annie.
All right, let's see. Nimbleness. Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. So you try to keep it away from Daisy, but she does a little fake out, goes to one side and then reaches with the other hand, and is able to snatch it back from you.
And
She's like, there.
oh, go ahead.
As I was saying, you usually only give these out to really fancy people that spend a ton of money. So it looks like a cheap, toy, but whoever got this is probably pretty important. They may want it back, but I'm gonna get a lot of cheap pizza, so they're not getting it back. But thought you might want to know what this is all about. Then yes, Andy.
Oh, I was just gonna say Annie gives her like a fake little pout for a second, but then just goes back to smiling.
Okay. Daisy just gives her a grin and says, "All right, you get to choose the first round of pizzas."
Sweet.
All right.
Seattle's just like, you two have fun.
Okay. And then Sparky, could I get a tech engineering roll for the thing that Sparky is doing? $19. Yeah, you're not really able to find anything. Nothing new, anyways. Everything is pretty benign. The stuff that you find. All right. Unless there's anything else, you'll have the evening come and go. Next day on your way to the thing. It's a nice, pleasant, uneventful trip to the space station. You're able to dock, and they're happy to see you there. Where would you all like to go? We know where Guy's going, but where's everybody else going?
Android's gonna tag along with Annie and Daisy.
Okay.
She wants some human observation.
Very cool. Upon hearing that you're joining them, Daisy does talk to Android privately when there's a chance, probably on the bridge, and says, "Hey, it's cool that you're joining us and everything. I'm happy you're coming along. Do you, just throwing it out there, I still have that program in case you want to try it out while we're out. If you want to blend in more, it's there."
Remind me what this program does.
Basically, it helps you be able to lie, and if you want to, and just have more like human mannerisms. You can basically pass as more human when you want to, but it doesn't like change your personality. Just Shayna's perfect. You can lie if you want to. You can leave your crew behind. So yeah, it won't change like your core personality or anything really. It just will give you more options for the way you present yourself and let you lie.
We can try the program out.
Okay, great. She hands you basically like an SD card that works with your data port.
I place it in, I guess. I don't know where my data port is, but
however you want to describe that, how that works. She gives you the program to let you install it at will if you want to,
okay.
or not. You still have like a gut feeling roll for your android, right?
Look. If I do, it's gonna be garbage.
Or I think this might fall more for like discipline for android.
I have discipline.
Okay. Let's do that one.
20.
Okay. Yeah. This seems like a good deal.
Okay. So I install or run the program, I guess?
Okay, cool. As you do, you probably notice there's a lot of data in the program, but immediately you're able to not tell the truth if you don't want to. You are able to they're kind of like toggles. Like if you go to like game settings, you can turn these things on and off at will.
Okay.
So there's like one for I'd like to be able to lie. You can turn that on or off as you like. There's another one for like I'd like to be able to understand sarcasm. You can turn it off or on. And then there's an option for like having more human-like mannerisms. So if you turn that on, you will appear more human in the way you walk, or like hand motions and things like that.
Okay.
But you can turn it off and on. Give me a education roll.
12.
12.
Oh, can I add my androidness onto that?
Yes.
14.
14. I'm just going to give it to you for this. You do note that there seems to be more data in this file. Like the file seems big for the options that you got, but it's not like you don't get the impression that like there's something hidden in this file. It's just like this seems like a really big program for just those few options.
Can I investigate it?
Sure. Do tech engineering.
16 plus 18.
18. With an 18, you look at it and investigate the program, and there's a lot of like files that you can't read. Like it's like when you're looking at files on a computer and you can see that the document files and the exes, but when you try to open like the data file, it's just a string of numbers. It's hard to really read.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of files like that you aren't really able to understand. And it could just be because there's a lot of extra data in here. Maybe it's like part of the program that Daisy hasn't finished. Or it could just be that it's not programmed the most efficiently, is probably what you would surmise with a 18.
Okay. Can I ask Daisy?
Sure.
Well, first I'm gonna... Okay, well, I'm gonna... What is this large file? It seems disproportionate.
Oh, yeah, I had a lot of things that I was trying, so I kind of... a lot of that's probably redundant. I probably could have trimmed that down a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I tried that weren't working, but I wanted to save the code, so I sort of like blocked it off. But it's inactive code. It's not running. It should be fine. And you are able to do a discipline check if you'd like.
$25.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Alright. Then she is going to toggle on the human mannerism one.
Okay. Yeah, immediately you just are able to express yourself in a more human way. Your walk is more fluid. It's less mechanical. You even get like the hip sway thing that humans just normally do as they walk down path. Do you turn any other options on or just that one?
And the ability to lie one.
Okay. Yeah, immediately you're able to say things that are untrue, if you so choose.
Cool.
One second. All right. So we know that Annie and Daisy and Android are going to get pizza. We know that Guy's going to be going to have a fancy date. What's Lagu doing?
Lagu is first going to find a bank to do an like interplanetary deposit or transfer of monies. Then they're going to go buy themselves a new pair of boots, probably a couple, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, the banks are like right there at the spaceport, so you find the bank no problem. There's a lot of clothing stores there too. You can find. Are you looking for like fancy boots or more like utility boots?
Utility, just kind of combat up.
Okay, we'll say they're 50 credits per pair.
Okay, so Lagu gets 2 pairs. And then, depending on how long that takes, if they will go and find something to eat.
Okay. There's a food court with like typical mall food court type food places. And then on a different level of the space station, there are fancier restaurants, which includes Michelangelo David's Pizza.
Lagu's gonna go to the fancier area to try and pick up some clients.
Okay.
Or scout
yeah,
like
then let's,
potential clients for the future, like hand out their card kind of thing.
Okay. Lagu's gonna go network.
Yeah.
Basically. Interesting. Sparky. So would you like me to share with the class what Sparky is doing? Or do you want to keep it secret for now?
We'll keep it secret for now.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, give me a. You can do a sight roll to try to find this, just by visual inspection, looking for business names and things like that. Or you can do a tech engineering roll to look it up on the online directory.
I
Essentially.
think I'll do a sight roll.
Okay, go ahead. You have no clue where the clothing store is. We'll start with
Okay.
that. There's too many people in front of the store. You don't notice.
Okay.
But you can roll for the other thing if you would like.
Tech engineering was a 23.
You find a particular type of business
Okay.
that you're looking for. And then trying to think of how I can do this without everybody else knowing about
You
it.
can. I was gonna say you can go through everyone else first, and then come back if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's start with Guy. You were able to get to the business that the other guy. Do you remember what name he had?
You didn't give him a name.
What name would you like?
Noah.
Noah. Okay. Noah is at the. I think that was the.
Okay, I don't know why that
Spaceship?
name broke, Jay, but I'm gonna remember that, Jay. Okay.
Okay.
So it.
Yeah, he's at the. I think it was the ship part store where you met him. So yeah, Noah's there. He's just finishing up his shift and is walking out to meet you as you head up to the store.
Mhm.
And says, "Hi. So where are we going?"
Was like, well, we have a few options. You live here, so I'm assuming you know exactly where you like to eat.
Well, I usually just eat on the like the food court level. It's not very fancy, but it's cost effective.
Yes, but where would you like to eat?
There's a really great pizza place on the second floor.
Yep, I
Or
know
there's
exactly
this
what
place
you're
that-
talking about. My crewmates are there.
Oh, well, you probably don't want to.
Oh no,
Be around.
no. If that's where you'd like to go tonight, then that's where we're going.
Well, I was going to say that, or there's a really nice barbecue place on the second floor too that I've wanted to try.
Let's go for the barbecue.
All right. And it's like some over the top sounding French name. But it's really
Or a
good.
barbecue place?
La Grenouille
Yeah.
Rosé.
Sure. That thing.
Really?
The Frog Rose?
The, well, yeah. Oh, rosé is also a type of French wine.
Yeah,
Frog
that
wine.
works.
It's stupid.
Like everything about it.
It's something that somebody who doesn't speak French would think is fancy French. I mean, Raven bought it.
Yeah, that's perfect. And you can tell, it's just like everything about it is trying to pass all of it off as way fancier than it actually is, because it's just like a Texas barbecue type place. So they've got like brisket, but they make it sound super fancy.
It's
like
Quebecois.
served on.
It's exactly what the Quebecois is like.
Yeah, from what I understand, what I've been told, that
And
sounds
guess
about
who's
right.
Quebecois? Seattle.
That's right. Seattle is.
He's fitting right in.
Perfect. Yeah, so it's like really fancy bread that they serve the sandwiches on. It's not like, you know, the Texas toast that you'd associate with a barbecue joint. And like the sides are really fancy, but when you boils down to it, it's just a down-to-earth barbecue place as far as what food is actually there. But it's not very full. There's only a handful of people there.
Guy would have had some
you're-
funds put aside for this.
I don't know, I
Sorry,
want barbecue now
Lisa.
too. Perfect. So, a very fancy host escorts you to a table, sits you both down, and gives you menus. And like I said, everything sounds super fancy, but it's basically barbecue, just fancied up. You're muted there, Alex. You're muted.
Sorry, just talking to Elle for a second.
Oh, okay. I thought you looked like you were talking to the waiter, and I was like, we can't hear you.
No, sorry. No, Guy will be having to use probably his tablet a lot of the time because most waiters and stuff won't know sign language.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he makes sure that both of them get like a nice meal, a drink if they want it, sort of thing. Like he does not make it seem like anything's gonna be off the menu particularly.
Okay. Now, are we talking about like they can order whatever they want, or that Guy's on the menu for the night?
I was gonna say, darn right, you can have anything off the menu. What?
I was about to say, it's like, have you not heard what my plan is for tonight?
I had to make the joke. Go ahead and let's do this. Give me 3 charm rolls.
How bad I fucked this up.
Tonight's episode is Animus Absentis Dating Sim. Ooh, now I just want barbecue pizza.
I love barbecue pizza.
Guy's doing well tonight.
So good.
21,
Nice.
20, and 18.
Yeah. You are very charming. Noah is very impressed and is having a fantastic time. The dinner goes swimmingly. And you wanted to do dancing right after that, is that
Yeah,
right?
kind of like have our dinner, kind of like head out towards like a dance club, have drinks, dancing.
Okay. Dancing is interesting. Noah doesn't know how to dance well,
That's
but
okay.
he's like adorably awkward rather than just poor at dancing. And relies on Guy to sort of show him how to dance properly. And it's a great little bonding
Oh yeah.
activity. So yeah, by the end of the date, the end of the eating and dancing, Noah is on the menu at that point, I'll put it that way.
As is Guy, and that is his plan. Fade to black.
Okay. Anybody that goes to the like ship's quarters section, there's probably like a sock on the door or something, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. He has made sure his
Just
door is
beware.
locked.
Yes. Good call. Good call. And thankfully Daisy's not running around the air vents. Because that would be traumatizing.
That would be an education.
not what you want to accidentally run into.
Why do you have blinds on your air vent? Don't ask.
Okay, cool. Guy has a fantastic evening with Noah. It goes swimmingly. Let's hop over to...
And they'll make him breakfast.
Of course. With cheese.
Use it up somehow.
Sorry, that was a cheesy joke, but I had to make it. It was a good reference, though. Going over to... so Lagu, was that the only thing you wanted to do was get new boots and network?
Jail, Raven. Jail. Go to jail.
Yeah, just like network isn't mostly eavesdropping.
Okay. We will come back to you then, because that actually will tie in nicely with what we're going to be doing with Sparky. So Annie, Android, and Daisy head to Michelangelo David's Pizza. And true to her word, Daisy is letting Annie sort of take point on this and order whatever pizza you'd like. She just makes the caveat of, like, you have to order at least one pizza that's, like, pepperoni and pineapple and mushroom.
Annie's offended by the notion of pineapple, but
That sounds delicious.
Right? It's my favorite pizza.
I'm squared
Daisy
in
goes,
the
"Hey."
non-pineapple section of people. Not necessarily
Which is
because
weird because you're Canadian.
Yeah, but it's not because I don't think fruit belongs on pizza. It's just because I hate pineapple.
And that's okay.
That's totally fair.
So
Yeah, Daisy's like, look, you don't have to eat it, just order one because I'm gonna eat it.
So Annie does that. She gets a pizza with whatever Daisy wants on it. I don't know. I feel like Annie would probably put something outrageous on her pizza. What's an outrageous topping for pizza?
Well, they've got like
Spinach.
fucking everything here. So they've got like
I love
truffles.
spinach on pizza.
Oh, it's so good. They've got every fresh herb you can think of. They've got truffles.
Artichoke hearts.
They've got gold leaf if you want that on your pizza. You can get that too.
Do they do caviar?
Like, yeah. Name an ingredient, you can get it on the pizza.
Foie gras.
Leave, and she's like,
Foie
"Yeah, we're
Foie
kidding."
gras.
Yeah, foie gras pizza, mac and cheese pizza, whatever you want, it's there. And basically this this little pendant that you have now, or Daisy has and is giving you all unlimited use to, makes it be like, instead of ridiculously expensive 5-star restaurant prices, it's like Domino's prices.
You love to see.
Or insert generic standard big pizza chain restaurant here.
Sweet.
So, what does Annie order?
she'll just go with what Daisy wanted. So the pineapple, the mushroom, lots of pepperoni. She'll probably get like half the pizza, just drowning in mushrooms though, because she really likes mushrooms.
Nice.
But yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Will they sit you down? Does Android say or do anything at this point in the ordering process, or?
Well, no. Andrew's just watching because she can't eat, so
Story of
she's
my
just
life.
watching.
Won't say that. That makes sense. Okay. Well, they sit you down, and they get to work on your pizza. And shortly after you sit down, Daisy does get up and go over to the counter and order something specifically, and then comes back and goes, "So I forgot they do dessert pizzas. So I ordered just dessert for when we finish the other pizza."
Will
It's
you be
gonna
able
be
to
good.
consume this much food?
Sure. She sort of looks at you, Android, and goes, I mean, I'm a teenager, so, like, kind of just eat endless amounts of pizza.
You would have a higher metabolism.
Yeah, science and shit. There's, like, a couple of side-eyed glances as Daisy uses a swear word in this fancy restaurant. Is there anything Android or Annie would like to do here while you're eating fancy pizza?
Nah, Annie busies herself with food.
Okay. The only other thing of note here was that when you did present the pendant, the person taking your order did give you sort of like a raised eyebrow and kind of looks the three of the group up and down for a moment suspiciously before just processing the order. They don't say anything. It's just sort of like a, how did you get a hold of one of these? Sort of a look. Cool. With that, we'll hop over to Sparky and log you on the second level as well. So Sparky, as luck would have it, the place that you're looking for is part of a restaurant, which is, if you'll pardon the cliche, is an fancy Italian sandwich place. Which has delicious sub sandwiches, like really good, authentic meatballs and cold cuts and all kinds of stuff. They're famous for their sandwiches, and they're famous for another service that they provide that you found out about.
Okay. What's the standard like procedure to kind of to do this transaction, so to say?
What you were able to find out was that you have to give a specific order, which is the, let's say it's the toasted rye with ketchup and salami.
Sounds a lot like what I grew up with, minus the rock. And also the toasting. Okay.
That was the important part that you got that you needed to add in there. Is like it's toasted rye with just ketchup and salami and nothing else.
Okay. Yeah, I would go in and order that as well as I don't know, some kind of virgin drink. Sparky doesn't know. No, Sparky would know. I don't.
Okay. Like a mock
probably a
cosmopolitan or
version
something like that.
Chi-Chi, also
Shirley Temple.
Doesn't
Shirley
matter.
Temples, yeah.
Yeah, let's go with the Shirley Temple. Shirley Temples are delicious. That seems like a very Sparky drink. Lagu, if I could get a sight roll from you.
That's 27.
Okay. So Sparky, since you were not able to see the clothing store because of the crowd of people, didn't have time to do the disguise. So Lagi, you do notice somebody that looks an awful lot like Sparky over at the Italian sandwich place. And I think, given your background, you know what this Italian sandwich place is really about. And that is the sort of like, underworld business dealings. Maybe you've even done some business with them yourself. Oddly enough, it's called Godfather Sandwiches. So
my
you do spot
daughter's
this
sweet
happening.
bread.
That's not very subtle.
It's the future. Nobody's seen that movie.
Yeah, it's Godfather's like hundreds of years old.
Lagu is going to try and stay out of sight, but still within earshot to kind of listen in. So.
Okay, give me a blend in roll.
Okay. Oh, dang it. Oof, that's a 9.
May I roll a sight roll because I have my head on a swivel?
Absolutely.
Alright. Here we go.
Yeah, the sandwich is called the Alfredo.
12. That's not very good.
What was your roll, Riley?
It was a 9, so Sparky still beat me.
Okay.
Sparky can't see shit.
So Sparky, like, you turn around and like bump into the guy behind you, and all you can see is just like fur coat. But for a second there, you spot Lagu, who seems to be close enough to listen into any conversations that are happening.
Okay. Sparky would find his place to sit and wait nervously.
Yeah, you see Lagu doing like the "I'm being inconspicuous" whistle while sitting at a table. That's the only way I think of that I can describe both of those horrible roles.
I'm just gonna pretend we didn't see each other. It's fine. It's fine. Please don't kill me.
So yeah, you order. I'm gonna take Neeble's advice or suggestion here and say you order the Alfredo, which is the toasted rye with salami and ketchup. And as you sit down, much like a conversation you had on another space station, only this time you don't feel a gun.
Oh,
in your
good.
back.
Is that a knife? Okay.
It's just somebody just sits down in front of you, and it's very obvious that they are armed underneath their perfectly tailored suit.
They haven't drawn it or anything. They're just. Okay.
No, it's just there's an understanding that it's there, and if you do something stupid, you're probably going to get shot.
You'll become the next
And
Alfredo.
they sit down.
Sorry.
Yeah, they sit down without a sandwich. And I apologize in advance for my awful accent. But yeah, they sit down and go, where did you want it, the Alfredo?
Yeah, I did.
Who's ordering the sandwich?
I'm trying to think of a really I'm trying to think of a good name. Tomas.
Oh, so that's an interesting name. Well, what do you want on the sandwich, aside from the usual? And you get the sense that he's asking what information you want.
I'd like some rose petals on it.
He sort of leans forward and is like, you're actually going to have to be a little more specific.
Oh, sorry.
with the
Sorry,
information
this is
you want.
normally very clandestine. So I'm looking for someone from the cartel, name of Rip Rose.
I know him. What do you want to know?
I want to know what he specializes in.
Assassinations, theft, Mostly just making people disappear,
Gotcha. Okay.
that sort of thing. He's heavily involved with the cartel though, so like the big one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's not somebody you really want. Are you in trouble?
No,
with him?
no.
'Cause,
I'm actually I was looking for someone to do a job, but I need someone that's a little less connected than that. That's a little too highbrow for me.
Okay, yeah, I could probably. I mean, I could get you in touch, but it sounds like you want somebody else. We've got. I've got a few people. Who are you wanting to get knocked off?
I can get you the details. Yeah, I don't want to talk all about all of it here, but I can send you the details. It's a minor functionary.
Okay. Is there any other information that you wanted to get out of this?
No, not out of this particular one.
Okay. Trying to think if there's any other information that he might have said about Rip, just off the cuff.
Maybe how.
Mostly just let you know that.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Oh, good. You're good.
Basically just that, confirming he does work for the cartel. He's like their top assassin. He does do non-killing jobs like thievery and things like that. Mostly he just you get the impression that he's their cleaner. So when something goes wrong or somebody steps out of line, he cleans it up, quote unquote. And yeah, since you said you didn't want to contact him, he doesn't give you any details, like contact details.
Okay. Yeah, Sparky would probably just kind of not give any info, but tell them that they're gonna give the info later, not somewhere so public. Kind of over secure.
He does give you he gives you like a private web address to go to send the information securely. Lagu, could I get a hearing check from you?
Cool.
You hear pretty much this whole conversation.
Sweet. I'm sorry, Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be intimidated.
With that, the guy goes to get up and goes, "Oh, did you actually want a sandwich? Because they're really good sandwiches."
What would you recommend?
I really like the salami, and you get salami, prosciutto, and ham with some provolone. It's perfect.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Sure. Yep.
Sure. And again, I apologize. This is so cliche, but it's exactly what this guy would say. I'll have Tony bring one right out.
Yes, the illustrious Tony.
Yep.
Okay.
And a few minutes later, they actually do bring out an incredible sandwich, the best you've ever had in your life. Sub sandwich. So Lagu, do you do anything after the conversation is over?
Not at this point in time, no. Lagu's kind of just gonna order something, pretend like they didn't hear anything, eat, and then just kind of be listening to see if they hear anything else interesting, then go somewhere else.
Okay. Sparky, did you want to go to the other type of place as well? Okay. It is on the same level, just on the other side of this level. And it's a nice, fancy business. The decor, atmosphere, and sort of layout of the place is like a really fancy bank.
Okay.
And everybody in there is dressed in suits. It's very formal.
So I'm the rave kid in the bank, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah. So as you enter, they do give you a kind of a funny look, but you get the impression that they probably see all kinds of people. So while they do give you a funny look, it's not a judgmental look like you might expect. And the person at the front says, "How may I help you?"
Hi. I was wondering if you could give me some information on the cartel. I've been kind of out of the loop for a little while. I just wanted to know what they've been up to.
Certainly. We do get requests like that quite frequently, and he sort of gently escorts you further into the room to a more discreet location, sort of off into one corner. And this is now, would this be, what variety of information are you looking for? Is this like for law enforcement? Is this for some sort of personal vendetta? Are you looking to join up?
This is purely informational. I'm doing a bit of a background cover story, so I guess you could say it's law enforcement, though I'm not directly related.
Journalistic. Well, sure, I'm sure we can help you out. We don't get too many repeat customers come in with that line of questioning.
I've heard that before.
We don't judge, we just give the information. What is it you would like to know?
What has been their activity in the last year concerning medical supplies specifically, but also concerning any members of nobility or higher standing?
Okay, that's a pretty broad search. Hold on. And he pulls out kind of escorts you from a little corner to an actual desk now to let you both sit down. He pulls out a tablet and hits a couple of keys. Give me a quick sight roll to see if you notice something.
Oh, I'm gonna get whacked. 25.
Nice. So yeah, you do notice. You see sparks of light sort of scanning very rapidly over his eyes. And you're able to notice he's wearing some sort of either contact lens or some sort of like bionic type augment that allows him to access information directly rather than having to like bring it up on a screen.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So he's just sort of like blanks out for a few seconds. He goes, I found the information you're looking for. What was the first question again?
First question was,
this is
any any activity that they've had in the last year concerning medical supplies.
He's able to give you several reports about them going for the particular drugs that you did have in your cargo hold before they were stolen. They seem to be trying to corner the market on that. And a lot of the other drugs that they go after, give me a medicine check to see if you would have an idea of what these are.
Nat 20.
34 total? Yeah. All of them have to do with memory. Memory recall, erasing, manipulating, and controlling.
Okay.
Which is, at this point, a very... it's not quite like sci-fi science.
But it's still cutting edge.
But it's very, very cutting edge. It's like, for most people, that is decades, if not a century or two away. For the super rich, it's maybe still even a couple of decades away. But they seem to be trying to speed that process up real quick based on the medical stuff that they're going after. You also hear the doctor's name pop up. Your ship's doctor's name, Jacques, in all of that.
Okay. Sparky would kind of like adjust the jumpsuit a little, like, interesting. And they'll be taking notes on like a data pad, or looking like they're taking notes at least.
Okay. I forgot to mention, he does give you like a price for this information beforehand. Does Sparky have money on them?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay. For everything that you're asking about, it's probably going to end up being a couple thousand credits.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, he also says, when he notices you taking notes, he says, well, there will be a transcript of our conversation that will be sent to you as well.
Yeah. I find in the moment I take better notes.
I understand. What was your second question?
The second question was any activities they've had relating to nobility or members of higher standing.
We don't have a lot of information on that. Government information is often oftentimes harder to retrieve. Words are hard. But he is able to give you some information on the royal assassination that Blister was a part of. And the weapon of choice was, I'm trying to remember what I had planned for that. Gonna say kind of brutal, so like a serrated knife. Sort of a messy, make a statement with this assassination type assassination. Rip, yep. So he gives you that information, and that it was tied to the cartel, and specifically because that particular family got in the way of what they were trying to do with the drugs.
Was there anyone that survived it, or anyone connected to it that survived it?
All of the like crown royal family was murdered, but one of their like first cousins to the heir did survive. They happened to be off planet at the time.
You happen to have last known whereabouts or contact info for them?
They're currently the ruler of that particular government.
So kind of like make a few more notes.
Okay.
I think that's everything for now.
Okay. Yeah, there's trying to think if you would have this information. I'm gonna say it gets included in the transcript. Maybe it doesn't talk to you about it directly, but when you go to review everything, there's also some information about Guy's spouse's murder.
Interesting. I would have to read that later.
And that he was also murdered by a serrated blade. In much the same way as the royal family. So
Yeah, so Sparky would
there's that
Sparky
little
would pay for their time.
tidbit of information. Okay. Fantastic. I think that's a great place to take a quick break. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. Give everybody a chance to stretch your legs, get some water, anything like that you need to do. And we'll be back and we'll find out what happens with the rest of the group. So we'll be right back. we've had a quick moment to process the fact that Guy's husband was murdered in a very similar way to the royal family that Sparky murdered. So yeah, that's some interesting information. Heading back over to Android, Annie, and Daisy. Oh hey, thanks so much for that raid. Welcome Party RPG. Let me just pop that into chat there. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. So to catch you up on what's going on, Animus Absentis is a sci-fi show where most of the crew has lost their memories of their past lives. They just sort of all woke up on the ship not knowing who they or each other were. Currently, they've done a few jobs together, and they are, wow, it took the alert quite a while to catch up. There we go. So yeah, they're currently on a space station. Some of them are just enjoying the evening. Guy or Seattle, thanks so much for that sub. Got to go on a date and it went extremely well, so that's going on. Sparky and Lagu here were sort of information gathering, and we found out some very shocking information about Sparky's past that involves potentially Guy. And then Annie and Android and another character named Daisy are currently at a super ridiculously fancy pizza place having pizza. And that's where we're going in the scene now. I think that catches you up on what's going on for the most part. And thank you so much for that gifted sub from Michael Wayne to Sarah of Swords. So Sarah, that means you can do 2 plot points, or you can do a couple of D6s. Plot points allow you to do something that's either helpful or unhelpful to the crew or the party. There's a full explanation of what those do in the panels down below. And if you just let us know in chat what you would like to do, you can interject whatever you'd like into the story. Or if you just want to say helpful or unhelpful, you can leave it up to me, and I'll throw something in for the group. So yeah, just let us know in chat. Annie and Android. The pizza has arrived. Annie, you and Daisy have been able to eat pretty much most of the pizza, I'd say, before they bring out the dessert pizza, which is, of course, the one that Daisy ordered. So it's covered in like chocolate syrup and M&Ms and like whole king-size Reese's cups and like marshmallows, and it looks like a sugar coma on a pizza. What do you do?
Ate it, of course.
All right. What about you, Android? What are you doing during the dinner?
People watching.
Okay. You notice there's a lot of really sort of uppity-looking people here. Trying to think of how to describe this. They're expensive clothes, but they don't look like fancy expensive clothes, if that makes sense. They look like what most normal people would wear, except if you look closely, you can tell that what the normal person would wear is like a t-shirt, or maybe like a casual button-up shirt that might cost them $20. These cost like $200. So it has the appearances of being a normal pizza place with normal clientele, but again, if you look a little bit closely, you can see that everything is ridiculously expensive.
So they're like wearing like Yeezys, basically, like the Kanye West clothes that look
yes,
normal but cost like $5,000 or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
So lots of pretentious people here, and they are giving your table occasionally some odd looks, as clearly you all are not in those types of clothes. So you definitely get the sense that the people here find you to be out of place, but nobody seems to be doing anything about it or saying anything. They're just sort of all silently judging you while they eat their own pizzas.
Do I make people uncomfortable?
No, actually, they don't seem to be uncomfortable with
No,
you.
she's asking Annie and Daisy.
Oh. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Daisy just sort of tilts her head, is like, that's kind of out of nowhere. I mean, you don't make me uncomfortable.
People seem to be staring.
Who's staring? She's looking around at people. Do you point out any particular group?
We'll say that there's...
And feel free to describe any of these people any way that you would like.
I'm gonna say there's a table of 5 people, and they distinctly look like they're from Portland.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I quite do.
Have you seen the show Portlandia?
I have not.
You'll understand once you find it and you'll watch it. It's Victoria. It's the hipster from Victoria.
She's not Canadian.
It's the hipsters from Victoria, the vegan hipsters from Victoria and Vancouver.
Okay. I think I get it. Perfect. So yeah, they're sort of staring, and it's clear to you that they're silently judging. Daisy doesn't pick up on it until she flat out stares at them for a few minutes. And she just sort of squints her eyes, and as they sort of give another disapproving glance over your way, she just flips them off with both hands. They're just like, what? And they do the whole, fancy people going like that. Well, I've never, sort of exasperated expression, and sort of turn their backs to you as much as they possibly can. What's Annie's answer?
Before they all turn around, Annie tries to blow them a quick kiss.
Give me a quick charm roll.
What is my charm? This is a good question. Is it charm that I can reroll presence, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you have Animus, I think, or
Sweet.
whatever it
First
was
roll
called.
I made was 2. So rerolled that. It's a nat 20 and my charm is a 9.
Nice. So it's like a family of people at this table, and you woo the guy at the table quite a lot, and it's basically that meme of the girl in the red shirt walking the opposite direction, and the guy with his girlfriend, and just turning around. It's that meme in a pizza place.
Okay. Well, in that case, Annie just gives him a quick wink before she goes back to her dessert pizza, because that's more important.
Okay. Yeah. You succeed in doing what you wanted to do, and you leave the situation pretty darn sure that he's going to have a very long conversation this evening with his wife.
Love that.
That he's not going to enjoy.
Android is very confused now.
Daisy's just giggling because she saw the whole thing.
Can Annie see, is Android visibly confused?
Yes.
Okay, so Annie's just gonna lean forward and she's gonna lower her voice and stage whisper to Android, and she's just gonna be like, "You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar."
Why are we catching flies?
We're not. It's a metaphor.
Oh.
Annie just laughs at Android's confusion and goes back to eating.
All right. Annie is adorable. So yeah, Daisy keeps eating. That's about the only event that happens at the pizza place. Other than Daisy eating until she literally makes herself sick. And like she doesn't throw up or anything, but she's just like, "Oh God, why did I eat that much pizza?" Do you all want to do anything else before you head back to the ship?
I don't think Annie would want to do anything.
Android's just tagging along.
Okay. I think that Daisy wants to go do some shopping, but is going to go do that by herself. So she's going to go do the thing. So Android and Annie are free to do whatever, or just head back to the ship.
Before Daisy leaves, Annie just says to her, like, pick me up a surprise. Like, surprise me. Get me a treat.
Daisy just sort of like puts her hand on her chin and stares at Annie for a minute. I know just the thing. It's gonna be interesting. And then she runs off.
Annie just gives her, like, a very serious nod. Yes,
okay. Okay.
You allow
Heading
other
back
women
over.
to shop for you?
What was that?
You allow other women to shop for you?
I mean, I guess it depends on the shopping. I was more so joking, but we'll see what she comes up with.
Interesting.
Okay. So we're gonna hop back over to Lagu. Excuse me. Ugh. So Lagu, as you're looking around for people and to potentially drum up some business and listening to their conversations, you actually overhear some people talking about the job that you pulled on that rich person's planet, that little moon. You know, the rumors back and forth about how his entire stash of gold bars was stolen, how they didn't take anything else, and you know, rumors about the entire security force being fired and things like that. People that seem to know that circle of people are having these sorts of conversations. Is there anything that you would like to interject, or anything that you'd like to investigate about those, or are you just sort of hanging back and taking it in?
Taking it in, but also taking note if like anybody who's talking about it might be like, other than the fact that it happened, like why, like if there's anything other than the fact like, oh my gosh, this happened, like if there's like any other layers that they can pick up on, but other than that, they just keep quiet and not really do anything.
Aside from that, you pick up on a couple of rumors of people speculating and theorizing who it was that stole it. Not so much who pulled off the theft, but who ordered the theft, essentially. So you hear about Duke so-and-so and, you know, Mike, it's a good snooty sounding last name.
Bond Smith.
Wadsworth.
Oh,
I like Wadsworth. Yeah, Mike Wadsworth, the CEO of some big company that, you know, maybe it was them because they've, you know, they're a collector of gold artifacts and things like that. There's some names that get thrown back and forth. One of them is the client name. The Mr. Peabody, I think, was the name that we gave earlier. So one of the rumors or theories is that person.
Okay.
But that's about all you get from just sort of eavesdropping.
So, yeah, Lagu's just going to listen in, see if there's, like, any reason that they need to be worried as a crew. But since it doesn't seem like anybody knows who the client is exactly, it doesn't seem like of any consequence. So they're gonna go back to the ship and wait for Sparky.
Okay. Where in the ship are you waiting?
Right by Sparky's bedroom.
Okay. You can see your own quarters from there, so just as a quick aside, you do notice a llama head, the rainbow llama corn stuffed toy. That head is sticking out of your half-closed door, just staring at you. There's no cheese or anything like that, it's just the head sticking out of the door.
Okay.
And give me a quick sight roll as you head back to the ship as well, just see if you notice something.
16?
You notice somebody in a black trench coat, and sort of like a weird space-looking cowboy hat. You don't really recognize who they are, but they just sort of stick out to you. They stand out a little bit, and sort of one of those things, like if somebody asked you about it later, you'd be like, you know, there was somebody that looked a little out of place.
Mm-hmm.
You probably just kind of note that for later.
Okay. And where is this person?
They're just wandering around the same level that you're on,
Okay.
the same level of the space station.
Okay.
Speaking of Sparky, let's hop back over to you. As you're leaving that second place of business that you were in, do you do anything else before you head back to the ship?
No, nothing I can think of.
Okay. In that case, I would like you two to give me a sight roll.
I feel this so hard.
16? Would you like to use a d6?
Nope.
Okay. In that case, oh hey, I just double check to see if we had more retweets. We do. It's actually going to be an extra d6 to you
I
and to me.
suspect we'll need them.
I don't know why you would think that.
Because you also have one.
Yeah, so your walk back to the ship is relatively uneventful. You don't notice
Okay.
anything. Except for Lagu. Lagu standing in front of the dormitory area. You also probably notice the llama corn stuffed toy head sticking out of their door. The head's just positioned so it looks like it's just staring anyone that's in the hallway down.
Okay.
And like a sock or something like that over Guy's door handle.
I don't think Sparky would even try to go down the hallway. I think Sparky's going to go straight to the med bay.
Okay. Are you trying to sneak past Lagu? Or
I'm just not
walking
making eye contact.
past? Okay. Lagu, do with that what you will.
Lagu is going to briskly follow them down the hall.
Okay.
Cowboy on the left of me. Mercenary on my right. Here I am, stuck in the medbay with you. So...
That was amazing.
so
Holy shit! We need to somebody clip that.
that was off the
somebody please
cuff
clip
too.
that.
I
That
didn't
was,
plan that.
that was incredible.
Sparky would go in and probably confront the doctor, not knowing that Lagu is hot on their trail.
The doctor looks up from some notes. You can see Annie's information sort of up on a screen.
Okay.
And they seem to be reviewing information about the rib and
Right.
everything. The horrible gunshot.
Yeah.
wound.
Oh, yeah. That horrible trauma that still hasn't quite healed throughout the crew. Yeah. I mean, forget about it.
Yeah,
Didn't even
yeah.
think about it. Yeah.
NBD. So they look and go, yes.
You worked with the cartel, right? In the past.
I've been going through some of my old encrypted notes trying to decipher that information. They sort of adjust their glasses. The word cartel does seem to show up, but I don't know for sure if I worked for them or just had some sort of interaction. Why do you ask?
I'm going to send you something later tonight, and I want you to know that it's not a judgment, but it is a fact.
You have information on my past?
I have information on a lot of things.
Oh, excellent. That is very good news.
1,000-yard stare intensifies. So yeah,
You're looking a little stressed. Do you need something? I could prescribe, some anti-anxiety medication. You look rather
no,
tense.
no, I'm okay.
Log, you're standing there for all of this. What do you
So-
do?
Hi.
Did you have a nice lunch?
How did you know I had lunch?
What's going on?
Nothing. I just needed to share something with the doctor.
Okay, why are you asking people for information about a rip?
Okay, so the reason you're babysitting us, well, part of the reason you're babysitting us, one of the reasons you're babysitting us,
Yes, the first one is incompetency.
yes. The second one
Oh, damn.
is because we ran across someone from my past that I don't know, and we pissed him off, and now he's pissed off, and now he's probably coming to kill me, and possibly us. Maybe you too.
We can negotiate a price, but I think I'll take it on.
I beg your pardon?
I said, you can hire me to protect you.
I'm not. What? I'm. What? I'm not saying no. But what? Why would you want to protect us? Me?
Money? A contract? Because if I enter a contract with you, I technically have kind of filled my contract with Tolan. So
Is that actually how that works? I don't know a lot about it, so I'm just going to take you at face value. Why would you want to get rid of your contract with Tolan? Like, aside from the fact that he's kind of an ass.
because I have a feeling you guys are going to make me fail that contract if I don't get out of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's totally fair.
What's your price? Because, like, I don't know if you know much about this Rip guy, but he's the reason Annie had a hole in her stomach.
From here on out, I'm going to need to take 50%
all the way
of
through her
your
stomach?
personal. I get 50% of your cut,
I don't know if
but, well, get a cut. But more importantly, I'd be willing to negotiate that, but first and foremost, you need to get those unicorns the hell out of my room and keep them out.
I'm sorry. The what?
Those things that keep showing up and putting cheese in my boots. I know it is not the stuffed animals. I know it is somebody on the ship. Make it stop, and we'll negotiate a price.
Okay. Do I get like a deal on the price if I deal with the unicorns?
30%.
I assume that's a good deal. Okay, I'll deal with the unicorns and then we can negotiate a price. What the hell is my life turning into? Yeah, I'll go deal with the unicorns. Are they just in your room?
They're everywhere I go. So.
Talk to the doctor?
Did you not see it in the hallway in my room?
I saw something sticking out of your room.
It is those things.
Okay.
Do you see the way I dress? It's black, gray, and white.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I have something that colorful? It's not mine.
I didn't want to assume.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need details about the Rip guy and what he looks like so I can start protecting you. You wanna shake on it?
Are you gonna break my hand?
No. But if you don't shake, I don't have to protect you so I can punch you.
Shake your hand.
Good choice.
Amazing.
So, Sparky would go and get the unicorn out of Lagu's room.
Yeah. Did you ever do anything with the one with the cheese dripping out of its mouth?
I hope so.
By the way, or is it still there?
It's in the trash can.
Okay. So yeah, as you enter the room, there's one just positioned. It's like leaned over so that it looks like it's staring down the hallway. There's another one like half sticking out of the trash can. There's like the hind legs of the rainbow llama corn sticking out of the trash can.
Okay, I'll take them both out and prepare them to be, like, I guess, jettisoned once we leave the space station.
Okay. Just like in the trash compactor,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Stuff
Okay.
on the airlock or something.
Perfect. Yeah, you're able to do that, no problem. I think shortly, sometime after that, is when Annie and Daisy and Android come back. So you're all on the ship. Daisy tosses some stuff in her room. A pink wind chime with a fairy living in it stuck in Lager's room. That's fantastic. So thank you, Michael, for that $5 donation for 2 plot points. I will work on that shortly. I have ideas. So Daisy stows some stuff in her room, and then catches back up with Annie, and Daisy presents you with like a shopping gift bag. So it's got like the logo of the store on it, but it's a gift bag full of stuff. Do you open it now, or go somewhere else and open it?
Let's open it now. Sounds fun.
Awesome. Where in the ship are you? because Daisy has to catch up with
I'd say, yeah, I'd say she probably just went back to her room anyway.
you. Okay. Then yeah, Daisy just knocks on your door then and presents you with this bag. As you open it, there is whatever brand that rainbow-colored llama unicorn thing is. It's the same brand, so it's like a rainbow-colored shirt, but it's like a crop top shirt, and it's got like a silver llama corn on the front of it, and there's a bunch of accessories like earrings and stuff. It looks like vaguely Lisa Frank-esque type stuff. It's very colorful.
Excellent. Does the rest of the crew know about the whole llama corn thing, or did Lagu keep that a secret?
Android knows.
Yeah.
I feel like since Lagu would just leave them places, unless Daisy like immediately moved them after Lagu left, like the crew would have seen some around in weird spots.
Oh no, Daisy's totally been removing them. Except for the easy cheese one, she's been taking them and moving them around.
Yeah, no, Guy has just assumed that the llamas belong to Lagu, but since they eat free or wherever Lagu is.
If you've been noticing all of these like random Daisy rolls, they've been stealth rolls to do this stuff.
I love it. Okay, in that case, I was gonna say if Annie knew the difference, she would specifically wear the shirt in front of Lagu, but I don't think she actually knows that that's a thing that's happening. So she will just gratefully wear the shirt because Daisy got it and it's cute, so why not?
Awesome. And yeah, Daisy just looks like she's trying hard not to laugh out loud at an inside joke for the rest of the day. Okay, so you're all back on the ship. Everybody's, except for maybe Sparky and maybe Lagu, has had a pretty good evening. Do you do anything else that night, or shall we fast forward to the next day?
Future.
I feel like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where you're like, you know, maybe this is a thing. I have a feeling that Annie goes for like late night walks around the ship when everybody else is in bed. And especially since the whole encounter with Rip, I feel like she might get a little antsy sitting in her room by herself for that long a period of time, so she just goes for like little walks around. So she probably does that.
Okay.
There is still a sock on Seattle's door.
Roll sight or hearing for me. Crap.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
If you're wandering the ship.
Okay. That's a 15.
Okay. You do not hear or see anything that evening as you walk around the ship. So, move on to the next day. Hopping into the mess hall. Who shows up early in the morning into the mess hall?
I imagine Seattle and Noah are probably up fairly early.
Okay.
I think Sparky is probably up as well.
And Seattle's making breakfast for Noah, at least before being off.
Okay. What about Lagu? Are you an early morning person?
Yes, Lagu is early morning.
Okay. I'm going to say Sparky and Lagu head in around the same time then. And Guy and Noah, you probably noticed this a little bit before. I imagine you're probably getting started around the time that Sparky and Logu come in, and unless there's any objections to that. So you notice it first, and then probably soon after Sparky and Logu, there's another one of these stuffed rainbow-colored llama corns sitting at the table like a human, with a sign that just says "I heart Logu," just held up in its little stuffed animal hoops.
Lago just shoots
And
a
it's in
glance
like
at
cutesy gel pens and stickers and things like that all over the sign.
Lago just gives a very pointed look at Sparky, like, go.
And Sparky hops too and removes the unicorn and comes back a couple minutes later.
Okay.
Train of unicorns behind us.
You might
Guy
pass
is gonna
Daisy
sign
in
to
the
Lago.
hallway.
He's like, you should stop leaving that thing around the ship. It's weirding me out.
So you probably pass Daisy, like rubbing her eyes, you know, walking, shuffling really more down the hallway, in like this, just like very teenage girl pajama pants style pajama pants, and this like this giant oversized sweatshirt, and she's just rubbing her eyes, and she's like, "Oh, why do you have that?"
This is a gift from Lagu. And Sparky would just keep
Oh.
walking, like full stiff back, everything.
Okay. As Daisy passes you, the audience would notice. Probably, I don't think Sparky would, because she's facing away from them rather. Daisy just gets a smirk on her face. A plotting and possibly scheming kind of smirk.
Stab me.
And walks into the mess hall and starts messing with the coffee. If there's not any made, then she's making it. If there is some made, then she's making a cup. Alright. Any conversations that the rest of you would have this morning?
Seattle's being cute with Noah.
Noah's pretty chill. Sort of like, you know, kind of awkward with seeing the rest of the crew. You know, like when you're over at somebody else's house and then their roommates come in, you're just like, oh, hi, hi, person I don't know whose house I'm in. You know, that kind of thing. Any information that you might want to share with the party, Sparky, or are you still keeping that pretty quiet? Take that as a keeping it pretty quiet. Okay.
I feel like Annie
Uh,
a little bit later to wake up than everybody else, but when she comes into the mess hall and she sees Guy and Noah sitting together, she shields her eyes like an embarrassed teenager, and she just goes and gets food for herself and like peeks through her fingers at him.
Nice. Thank you so much for that $2 pledge. That was a Patreon notification. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. That was Jennifer. Was the name on it. So thank you very much. Okay. The rest of the day is pretty uneventful. Noah eventually has to go back to the space station to go back to work. Nothing has come of that odd, out-of-place looking space cowboy that Lagu saw. So, what's your plans? What are you gonna do?
Finish getting the shuttle repaired now.
Okay. Would you like to have the space station take care of that, their staff, or do you want to try to repair it yourself with, just the resources and tools here?
I'm gonna try and repair it myself first because it'll be cheaper.
Okay. Yeah, they charge you basically like 1,000 credits to use all of their tools and repair bay and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Um,
It's way cheaper than having them do all of it.
oh yeah.
Alright, so that'd be tech
Go ahead and give me
engineering tech.
mechanical.
Yeah. And can I use tools, instruments, engineering?
Absolutely.
So that'll be a +2. So it'll be a 17. I roll a d6.
Yeah. You absolutely can. It's gonna make that a 17.
That'll be a 19. +2 engineering.
Oh, right. Okay. It's just going to take you a little bit longer than you thought, so it takes you the better part of a day to really get it all done correctly. Since you're going to be here a little while, what does everybody else do? Is anybody wanting to find information, find work, plot the takedown of the, of capitalism in the solar system? As you do.
You can
Start a
handle
cheese
it.
empire.
Cheese empire.
Yeah, start a cheese empire. The dice have been with you so far, so everything's leaving you alone for once.
Can't beat 'em.
So what do you want to do with this downtime?
I think Sparky would probably give as much information as they have about Rick to Lager. And would also send the information out
Okay.
to the doctor yesterday, just in terms of.
The doctor is very appreciative, and quickly gets to work on reviewing the information. Lagu, with the information on Rip, you have that sudden, like, hey, didn't I see somebody by putting that description yesterday? And you realize that you've seen this person on the space station.
Okay, so Lagu would spend like the morning on the space station kind of just casually investigating to see if they see him again. And tells Sparky to stay on the ship and lock the doors.
Oh, good. Do you tell them why? Like at this point, they're scared of you, so they probably wouldn't take much.
Yeah, they'll just casually mention, oh, I saw somebody who fit Rip's description yesterday. Just want to check it out. And I think you should just lock the doors. Just be safe. Don't panic. I never fail my contract.
And Sparky's
for the
already
one
halfway
time.
down the hallway. Like,
Just except that one time, and this is totally.
at that one time, all
totally
these people
happened
died.
Sparky, as you head into your
Mhm.
quarters, sitting on your bed, sort of like on its hind haunches, is, as you might have guessed, a rainbow-colored stuffed llama corn. And it's holding a sign that's decked out with, glitter paint and stickers of rainbows and shooting stars and things like that. But the sign has a message on it, and it says, "Where are my brothers, Sparky?"
Okay. Where's Daisy's room?
Daisy's room? It's like down the hall.
Okay. Is she currently in her room?
Yeah, sure. We'll see she's in
Okay.
the room.
Sparky would wait until she's out of her room, and I will let you know what they do.
Okay. Sometime later, you hear her leave.
Just gonna just gonna message it to you.
Um, Go ahead. The door is locked, by the way, if you are trying to enter the room.
You can jump to someone else while I'm doing this as well if you want. It's not
Yeah.
substantial.
Okay. So Lagu, you're looking around for Rip on the space station, right? Give me a sight roll. And while you're doing that, just want to check in. After Noah leaves, is Guy doing anything today? Oh, I'm sorry. You're repairing the shuttle.
He's
That
using
was- that was a total-
the Edward base to, he's using the base to repair the shuttle.
That's right. I just had a brain.
No, I was
Part there.
just double checking too, because I was just like trying to remember where everybody was.
Yeah. So Android, that's what it was. What are you doing today?
More people watching.
Okay. We'll come back to the people watching then. So Lagu with a 30. Yeah, you spot Rip sitting at say like what's a good fast food type restaurant that's not hamburgers. It doesn't have to be like a brand name. Just what type of food would they serve?
Five gentlemen.
Fried chicken?
Space
Gentlemen.
tacos.
That's still hamburgers.
Oh, is it? I thought it was fries.
okay, sure.
Sorry. I don't need.
Five. It's Five Guys burgers
Oh,
and fries.
oops.
Okay, we'll go with taco place. So Rip is in front of a taco place, just sort of sitting there with a basket of tacos which seem untouched, sort of watching the room. Doesn't seem to really notice or recognize you, Lagu, as you're walking around.
Okay. Lagu's going to keep their distance and kind of stay in crowded areas while still trying to keep their eye on Rip, just to kind of observe him longer. See where he goes.
Give me a blend in roll.
Oh, I thought, dang it, this isn't gonna work. Oh, hell yes!
Nice. Also, I love that lead the gun take the
Yeehaw!
tacos. So nat 20, it's going to make it a 30. Yeah, you're able to observe him as much as you would like. He won't recognize you either way because he's not familiar with you. But in this case, because you got a nat 20, you got a 30 in your blend in, he will not remember you from today unless you go up and talk to him.
Perfect.
You are a faceless person in a crowd.
I love it. Okay. So yeah, if Rip does anything of note that I see, just let me know.
Mostly just seems to be watching. If any of the crew are out in the food court, he'll be like intently watching them. But otherwise, he's not really doing anything. Android, you said you're people watching.
Yes.
Make it a sight roll from you.
Can I add my androidness onto that?
Not in this case, but a 21 is enough.
Okay, cool.
You also notice Rip at the taco place, but you do not see Lagu.
Okay.
But you're able to note that Rip is on the station.
Okay. That's bad. I'm going to send a comm out, like a message out to everyone in the crew. It just says, Rip is present on this station.
Okay. Sparky, you're already on the ship. What do you do?
See if there's another way to lock my door other than the current 3 locks that I have on it.
Theoretically, you could like rig up a rope or something to do like a tension type deal. That's about it.
Do that.
Okay. Annie, are you still on the ship?
Yes.
Okay. Are you doing anything about this message?
Having a quick panic.
Fair.
I feel like
Um,
Annie is dealing with some PTSD symptoms.
That's totally fair. The doctor sends out a message that's just like a reply all, just as noted. And Daisy sends out a message that says, oh shit, going back to my room. I don't want to be on the station with that guy. And then like a frog emoji. And then a short time after that message goes out, Sparky, Annie, and that's it. It's the only 2 in the ship. You hear Daisy scream really loud, and that's where we're going to end the session.
I don't like that. Don't, no, please. 5 more minutes, please. Please, ma'am, may I have some more? 5 minutes, please.
Sparky's the one who has to go to bed.
We'll find out.
Isn't it 2 a.m.?
It's 1:30 right now.
I was
That
gonna say,
means we
yeah.
have 30 minutes of wiggle room. No kidding.
We'll just have to find out what happened to Daisy next
Dun
week.
dun dun.
But that's a whole week away.
Yeah, it'll be a month. Oh, it'll be fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure we're all dead. I mean, I'm sure we're not all dead.
She was watching a horror movie and got spooked.
Surely. This is what humans do, right?
I just made a whole official character sheet for her, so I mean, she's probably
That's like par for the
dead.
course for you, though. You're like, of course, here, look at this character sheet I made. For her, she's wonderful. She could do anything. She won't die.
I'm gonna break all your hearts.
Look at this beautiful character sheet. It'd be a shame if something happened to them.
Yeah,
Um,
Raven, I know you keep saying that there's worse things to do to us than kill our characters, but I think killing a character that we love just to get to us is probably on the list. So I'm gonna have to ask you to refrain, perhaps.
Objection, Your Honor.
This
We'll
is
find
a
out what happens
Wendy's.
next week.
This is a Wendy's drive.
We'll find
Like, can you stop?
We'll find out what happens to Daisy next week. But that was fantastic. So we're gonna do what's our favorite parts of the game, where we can find everybody and all that stuff, and then we're gonna go on a raid. So let's start with Jay. What was your favorite part of the session? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share or plug or anything like that?
I think it was watching Annie, Android, and Daisy in the pizza place. Just something about it, my brain was like, "What? This is so not out of character, but it's just it feels like so out of place in the narrative we have so far that it was almost refreshing, but in a really paranoid kind of way. I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Oh God, the fact
could
that
happen?
nothing bad happened
Yeah, like I just
has me terrified.
all the stuff I was doing was wicked, like dangerous.
Well,
And then we cut to the pizza place, and I'm like, what's going on?
Just like every time Raven said, like, yeah, it just goes. Nothing bad happened.
Hmm. It's like we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Also, the fact that everyone was giving them looks and they were basically just flipping them off, that was really fun. As for me, I'm Jay. You can find me here on Tuesday for Water with Alex and with Econorlax as well. And you can find me otherwise on my own channel on Monday. I will not be here on Thursday on my own channel because I'm friggin' moving. So
Which is wonderful, and we should all be excited for Jay because
Yes.
it means that my camera won't be fisheye.
Nice. Well, fantastic, and thank you for playing. It was fun. Vanessa, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? Anything else you'd like to plug, and are you okay?
I'm not okay. Why you gotta do that? My favorite part.
It'll be good. It'll
But
be good.
I don't know. See, I don't trust you. You are not trustworthy in this situation. But we'll see. We'll see next week, I suppose. My favorite part, I also did enjoy the pizza scene because you are absolutely correct, Jay. It was just very out of place. Very weird. I also kind of enjoyed the obvious marital discord that Annie caused with a single blown kiss. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens with Rip, and now that everybody knows he's here, so that's going to be really interesting to deal with next week. But other than that, you can find me here on Wednesday for Tickfaw. Wow.
Files.
For a moment, I just completely forgot the name of the game. Yes, Tickfaw Files, where I play a vampire fairy named Mira, so that's interesting. You can also find me on my art Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws, not Peppero like the candy. And I'll also drop my coffee page in the chat.
Y'all should go get her art. It's amazing.
It really
Thank
is.
you.
It's really good stuff. Alex, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And is there anything else you'd like to share or plug or promote?
Lagu. Just this entire episode. I cried, laughed so many times because of fucking Lagu. And just their way of, I see. Great, you should hire me. Why? Because I don't want to babysit you anymore. Oh, and by the way, you want a discount? Get rid of these goddamn fucking llamas. They're following me everywhere, and there was cheese in my boot. And Sparky's just like, do you need to go and talk to the doctor? Because of just how ridiculous it sounded coming from Lagu's deadpan serious Lagu voice.
It was a very close second for favorite.
It was just like, I couldn't breathe because of how goddamn deadpan it was and how ridiculous it was. And at the same time, that ridiculousness is also both heightened by the fact that it's deadpan in Lagu's voice. And it's just like,
I'm still.
it was an unholy combination, and holy fuck, I have not laughed that hard all week. Fuck. Congratulations. Also, okay, the absolute deadpan silence Riley had when they were trying to decide, it's perfectly in character for Lagu to just stick their feet in these boots at this point. I know I have to do it. I know exactly what's going to happen, but I have to do this. Yeah, Lagu sticks their foot in. Because we all knew they were full of easy cheese.
The commitment to character was great. Also, I love the comment that Raylan just made in chat of, "There's a cheese in my boot."
Holy fuck! This is just the cheese in space game.
It's a lot of cheesy jokes
You
for
did this
sure.
to us.
I'm sorry, it was supposed to be a throwaway thing, but y'all ran with it. You can find me on Twitter. I'm a digital artist, and I post art up there occasionally. I have a piece I need to post that I'm really pleased with. It was a nice little bit of design work that I may eventually turn into a t-shirt design. At Agent Boss on Twitter, and yeah, that's about it. I'm here on Tuesday.
Yes.
Normally I'm on channel on Thursdays, but We are missing it.
Real quick note, because I knew I was forgetting something. The pink wind chime with the fairy living in it, stuck in Logger's room, that will be addressed next session. But basically, to give you a little preview, there's going to be a trigger for this that makes it happen. Logger's not going to really know what it is initially. That basically makes a holographic 3D projection of this in their room. So that's something to look forward to next week as well. So I did want to make sure I mentioned I do have a plan for that. I just didn't get to it this session, so I apologize, Michael. But it's coming next week.
Of what?
Thank you!
Of a wind chime, so it will have a sound effect as well. It's a wind chime with a fairy living in it.
Oh, okay.
That's stuck in the room. Thank you again for that other gifted sub to Vanessa. So Vanessa, make a note, put it down wherever that you've got
Save
2 plot points to
Daisy.
play with next week.
Ooh, thank you.
So moving on with our favorite parts and everything, Riley, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And is there anything else that you'd like to share or promote or talk about?
Favorite part. I really loved just the whole exchange where we're dropping off the gold bars and you're like, and that's all you do? You don't talk to anybody? And we're like, no. And then Annie just like salutes them. I really like that. And then I really loved, because I didn't realize that was going to happen, but I really loved how Laga's just like, okay, hire me.
That was fun.
Just hire me. So that'll be a fun shift in dynamics, since now Lagu's contract is solely just to protect Sparky from dying.
I think you got the worst end of the deal.
That's a
Not
possibility.
everyone is trying to kill you.
That's a possibility. But Lagu doesn't have to make
There
sure
was that.
that the missions that the crew is assigned are fulfilled.
That's true.
So that'll make Lagu a little bit more palatable for the crew. Not much more, but a little bit more. You can find me next on Wednesday for Tikva. Yeah. Jonas and Mira just got separated. Sad day. And then I'm gonna put out a link to my YouTube channel for any tutorials if you want to learn how to knit or crochet, or if you do knit or crochet and you want to learn more about different people in the community. I have stuff on there where I'm interviewing people in our community, so
It's a hella cool channel to go and watch and stuff and chill out too.
oh,
I was about to say, it's cool stuff. You should check it out. Fantastic. And then last but not least, we've got Goody. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? Anything else you'd like to share or plug or talk about? The floor is yours.
So my favorite part, I would have to say, was probably the pizza scene. Just because
That was fun.
it was a weird juxtaposition, but also Android is so confused, like, because one person responded aggressively and the other person responded flirtatiously. And she's just confused as to why those two different reactions, and what she still doesn't understand flies. But yeah, I will be here next Saturday. I'm not really in any games right now other than this one, and that's about it.
All right. I really enjoyed the pizza place scene as well. Obviously, the pizza place wasn't an original plan for the space station, but I had to use that pendant, and it was such a fun way to do it. So I really enjoyed throwing that in there. Again, thank you again, Michael, for those plot points that led to that scene. And I really liked it because it was a tiny little slice of normalcy and a very not normal
A slice,
life
really,
of
Raven?
everybody. I tried to come up with a different way to say it. I couldn't think of any. It was an unintentional pun. For once. I mean, I'm not that cheesy. Anyways, I really liked it because, yeah, it did seem kind of weird and out of place, but it was kind of fun to see Daisy and Annie, like, in a normal, everyday type situation, even if it was sort of a fake situation because it's so fancy and it's people acting like they're, at a common pizza place. It was something normal for them, essentially.
I really love the relationship between them. It's just really nice.
Yeah, it's so cute. Yes, I really enjoyed that as well. But I also really enjoyed the fact that I kept rolling to see, if there would be essentially random encounters. And the dice were just with you for normalcy this whole time. And so, like, nothing happens. And every time I say that, you're just like, what do you mean nothing happens? What are you plotting? And I'm like, the dice are just giving you a break today. It's okay.
Seriously, that whole date scene, I was just like, okay, when is it gonna go bad? Okay, wait, the guy Seattle just goes and has a really nice night? What the fuck?
So, yeah, all of your paranoia was really amusing. But I'm glad the crew had, like, a decent day or two where they didn't have to worry about stuff because they kind of needed that break. All the characters have been through a lot in a short period of time. So I'm glad the universe gave that to them because, as we saw, things might not be so calm next session. So yeah, I really enjoyed all of that. And also just getting to play with you all again because we had to take a week off. And that sucked because I really, really enjoy running this game and playing with you all. So it was fantastic to get to spend time with you and have this really fun game. So those are my favorite parts. You can find me next on Monday. I'll be producing Fleshmaker's Folly at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and then playing in Empires and Epitaphs at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. It's going to be both of those right back here. So those are going to be really fun. And there's other stuff going on this week as well. Other announcements, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter tag is right here at @TheRaven. One of my more recent tweets from today, I'm giving away for free RPG Day. There's a post that will let you get Fundamental RPG First Edition and the playtest of Second Edition, which we use for this game, for free PDF versions. After tomorrow, that will go to Patreon only. So anytime between now and tomorrow evening, you can pick that up for free because of Free RPG Day. So have fun with that. And also, speaking of Fundamental RPG, that is a sponsor. Our other sponsor is Grinding Coffee Company. If you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVEN, RAVVYN, you get 13% off your order. And it's really freaking good coffee. I drink it myself. It's delicious. So I'm just going to put those links into chat real quick. There we go. But yeah, thank you again, everybody, for playing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the raid. That was from... sorry, I'm trying to scroll to it, and it keeps scrolling past it.
Welcome Party RPG.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just pulled it up. Welcome Party RPG. Thank you for the raid. And Mike Wayne for the donations and gifted subs. So we're going to go on a raid, as I mentioned. So I'm going to pop us over to the raiding screen. And we're going to go raid Polished Cryptid, who's currently playing...
Yeah, I know.
Oh, darn. Unfortunately, their games sometimes run like at the exact same time as ours and end
Tiny bit.
at the same time as ours. So let me find somebody else very quickly to raid. No, we haven't raided Madame Gandalf in a while. let's go say hi to her. Madam Gandalf. Madam Gandalf is a fantastic variety streamer. She's a ton of fun to watch. She actually is indirectly responsible for me finding out about tabletop Twitch. And then that, of course, got me started doing what I do now. So yeah, definitely give Madam Gandalf a follow if you're not doing so already.
What's our raid cry?
She's a lot of fun. Oh, we do need a raid cry. My brain is all over the place tonight. How about leave the gun, take the tacos?
I like that.
Great contribution there from Meeble. Leave gun, take the tacos. There we go. So there's the raid cry there in chat. There's a cheese in my boot was also a really good one. Yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. We're gonna throw that in the chat when we go on the raid.